About a 10 to 20% upward pressure on prices. So, and it turned out to be a good move. Those houses they bought for under 200 are now worth 350 to 400 5 years later. So, and I think they've actually generated IPOs so they can get their money back out of the deal. They probably still have a lot of equity and move on to other investment opportunities. So, anyway, this is 2nd Avenue. That overcrossing up ahead is 99. We'll do a quick U-turn here, head back on 2nd Avenue toward the apartment building, and do a little drive down Broadway. And I mean, there's still, occasionally demographics have improved. It's primarily 20-something hipsters in North Oak Park. Occasionally, like that car back there, you see somebody who's obviously living out of their car. It's just, North Oak Park, this is our building on the right here. That fourplex that Jenny Berberich bought is right here on the right. It's being renovated. So, like I said, I think she came in and bought 20 or 25 apartment properties in Sacramento in 2007, 2008. 2009. A lot of these houses have been renovated. I'd say probably, anywhere from 25 to 40% of the houses in North Oak Park have undergone some form of renovation in the past 7 or 8 years. When we bought our building, you could easily buy a single-family detached 1,000 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath house for $80,000 or $90,000. So it was in pretty reasonable condition. Those houses now, people come in, they put, some new bath fixtures in, maybe some new kitchen appliances in, do some painting and floor coverings, and they're selling for $350 to $400. Houses that sold for $70, $80, $90 7 years ago. So. Anyway, a lot of beautiful old brick buildings. A guy named Ron Verlakis, who does a lot of infill development, he's an architect also, has come in and bought a lot of these brick storefronts that were primarily vacant. I mean, the transformation is just phenomenal. 7 years ago, you could drive down Broadway, and most of the storefronts were boarded up. There was occasionally a used furniture store, something like that, used clothing store, a barter store, consignment store, whatever. But people just had no money. It was kind of subsistence, public assistance, or people, living hand to mouth, working in the cash economy, or, parolees who were, oftentimes continue to engage in, fencing stolen property or whatever just to pay their bills. So, all right, well, this is that new development, senior development, right down here in front of us that I mentioned several minutes ago. So we'll go ahead and do a U-turn, go back up Broadway so you can see some of the new development on Broadway up here. Ron Verlakis has actually himself rebuilt probably 3 city blocks along Broadway up here. Beautiful buildings, 3-story mixed use, first floor retail, restaurant, commercial, second, third floor apartments, and they've done well. The apartments have leased up. The retail's been slower. I mean, that's a tough, you've got to have a pretty thoughtful niche to succeed in retail now. There's actually kind of an art compound right on the right there, that brick building. I think there are 5 to 7 studios and a gallery there. This is kind of a legacy from North Oak Park on the right here, that used tire store. La Venadita is on the right there, really popular Mexican restaurant. These are Ron Verlakis' buildings on the right, 3-story mixed-use buildings. They're about 3 years old. He's built, I want to think 12 to 16 townhouses. And some of them are on the right here. We'll drive by some of his townhouses. Right on the right here. I'll try to jog the car. So anyway, that in the camera view there are some of the, I think, 12 to 16 townhouses that Ron Verlakis has built in the last 4 years, and they've basically all pre-sold. He started out selling for $299 for about 1,100 or 1,200 square feet. I think they're probably $330 to $350 now. There is one here on the left. Unfortunately, it's out of camera view. That he sold about 3 years ago for $500. So this is Old Seoul, right across the street. We might as well go down to McClatchy Park. Basically, historically, McClatchy Park has been, people go over there to shoot up, do drugs, sell stolen property. I mean, that was sort of the legacy of McClatchy Park. Although the city spent, I think, $3 million to renovate it 4 years ago. And, there's still issues, but, a lot of people go over. There's a real nice brand new blues jazz club on the left there. I haven't been over there yet. I keep meaning to do that. Looks like a real nice venue, big old historical building with a big open performance area. So these are Housing Authority apartments on the right, and the brick building on the right is part of the old original commercial area in Oak Park, which was the, you can see the sign there, Oak Park, Oak Park was the original suburb of Sacramento. They actually had a streetcar line. Initially it was a horse-drawn streetcar service. They had a streetcar line that went from downtown Sacramento to Oak Park, and then it became electrified in the teens and 20s, and then I think in the 30s they abandoned it because of, I've read, pressure from the auto industry to not have public authorities subsidize streetcar service. So they wanted to, push people into cars. So, whatever. Anyway, up here on the, straight ahead, actually on the right and the left is McGeorge School of Law, University of Pacific, a pretty established, I think it's about 70 or 80 years old law school. Got a real popular night school program. I know a lot of people went through McGeorge at night. And for University of Pacific, I think it's just about the oldest private university on the West Coast. I think it was started in Stockton in the 1850s. When Stockton was a commercial center for the gold rush. Miners would come down, buy their supplies. They had shipping service with ships to from San Francisco Bay to Stockton, up the channel there. So anyway, in the last couple of years, McGeorge has announced they're planning on reducing their enrollment by, I think, 20 to 30%. They just see, you think factory workers are being, made redundant by computers and robotics and telecommunications and artificial intelligence. I mean, the same thing's happening with attorneys. Probably paralegals also. A lot of that can be automated with artificial intelligence, computers, etc. So McGeorge is being proactive and planning on shrinking the size of the law school. So anyway, I think we're just about done. We'll probably come up here to Broadway, go out Broadway, maybe to 15th Street, and call it a wrap, go home, see what we have. And this one's going to be longer than the others probably. So anyway, hopefully not too long. So anyway, again, this is Ron Verlakis project on the right straight ahead in the camera view. Really nice project, high end. I think one of his buildings is on the left that he's renovated, a brick building. It's a nice hair salon now. So but I've learned so much seeing sort of the dysfunctionality of a ghetto that's economically distressed, socially distressed, high crime, how it's just nothing positive seems to happen. The negatives drag down anybody or anything or any force or organization that wants to do anything positive. And so eventually people just leave, even if they're kind of idealistic and they want to improve the neighborhood. But just a combination of things, the Sacramento improving economy, some seed money, maybe $30 to $40 million of seed money into various projects from the Sacramento Housing Authority and HUD, and basically the booming Sacramento economy, the Sacramento or the West Coast economy. Just the real estate boom has pushed investors down into North Oak Park. So anyway, 99 is straight ahead. That's sort of the west border of North Oak Park. So I think we'll go ahead and call this a wrap. Go home, see what we have.